Hello, everybody. Simona here, and thank you for watching. I want to share with you one of the aha moment that I had just recently about feeling, especially everybody else's energy. As you know, I'm a healer, and so it's pretty much my job to have a very a strong intuition and understanding and knowing of other people's energy fields and feeling what they're feeling. And that's great while I do my work, I have the healer hat on. But it's not so great when it happens all the time. And it's similar to everyone else that often feels that they need to protect themselves from other people's energy, places' energy, or negativity, or anything like that. And every time I speak with my guides, I never really get a yes or an absolute certainty that that's exactly what we have to do, that we need to use protection. That protection will really prevent any type of energy from coming in and bother and not bother and not bother us. So, because in the end, the truth of it is that we are all healers and we all have a predetermined mechanism to feel other people's energy. It's how we read, it's how we interpret, and it's how we uh, feel what's coming for us. So, those antennas, those feelers, those psychic abilities that many call gifts are really a prerequisite of our being, and everybody has them. We're just not all in tune to it. We're not all used to using them, but we have them. And even if we're not used to using them, the feelers are out and they are sensing. And sometimes when they sense other people's energy, those feelers allowed this energy to come in and invade or take hold into the other person's energy. So, energy field. So, what I realize is that one of the things that is in common, one of the things that allows mostly to have an opening in our own energy fields that allows other people's energy to penetrate it, is wounding. Our own wounding from traumatic experiences is what most often I have to fix in order to close someone that is extremely sensitive, empathic, and that are getting overwhelmed enormously by other people's energy. Closing the wounds or putting a seal over it allows the person to manage their existence a little bit better. And I often, work with that. Whether I tell the person I don't, we can still do that. So one of the most common reasons why we take in energy is because one or two of the wounding, they're most common in all of us, is the wanting to fix, is the wanting to make someone else's happy, making other people a priority, choosing someone else's, to love someone else's more than we choose to love ourselves. Those mechanisms have one very specific aspect in common, and that is that we pretty much tell everybody else is that go ahead, take my energy. I'm giving my power away, and therefore I'm allowing you to take my energy. Because we're so willing to sacrifice, because we're so willing to give, we're so willing to share, we're so willing to put someone else's ahead of ourselves, we're so willing to open our hearts for someone else's, that act alone, it's an unspoken agreement that tells everyone else is go ahead, take my energy, take it for you because I don't need it, which is not usually true. And usually that's why we feel drained and we feel tired and we feel that we are actually absorbing someone else's energy into ourselves, which we do. As much as they take, they also exchange some good energy for some bad one. Similar to trading some used up batteries for some brand new ones. So Next time that you feel that someone drains you, you feel that someone, that you feel too much of their energy and it's affecting you, think about whether or not you are the type of person that chooses to sacrifice for the benefit of someone else, that chooses to give to make someone else happy before themselves. If you have the tendency of giving permission, forgiving everyone else but not you, if you are not as forgiving of yourself as everyone else, if you're not as compassionate, if you tend to criticize yourself but not everyone else, if the rules does not apply to you but you're willing to love everybody with compassion but you're giving permission to everybody else to take your energy away. And so the first thing to do is to say, no, I'm no longer willing to make an agreement with yourself and your people. Sorry, I went ahead. Make an agreement, calling your guides. We all have them. You don't need to know who they are. You can say, I'm calling my angels. That's all you have to do, really. And it takes seconds. They're already here. And you say, I want to make an agreement. I want to change the rules. I want to make new rules that benefits me, not everyone else. Because that's how you actually give yourself unconditional love, by making a rule that benefits you. Not because it makes you selfish, but because it makes you loving towards yourself, not sacrificing and excluding you from love. And once you call them in and you tell them that you want to make an agreement, that you want to change the rules, you say that I no longer give permission to anyone to take my energy or to sacrifice anything on mine by excluding myself and making someone else's first.